Hey y'all, I'm Paula Deen, and today y'all better sharpen those pencils and grab yourself a piece of paper because we're going to school. Cooking school, that is. You know, recently I started teaching classes here at the restaurant, and I thought it'd be fun to bring y'all along. First, we're gonna enroll in French 101 and use my favorite condiment to make a delicious Grouper Fromage. Then we're gonna move on to a little bit of arithmetic when I teach you how to combine lace hoe cake with a little fried okra to equal Kay's Okra Fry Bread. And for our final course of the day, it's a sweet science behind a Tennessee Black Walnut Cake. You're not gonna wanna play hooky today. So y'all get ready, cause class is in session. And let me tell y'all why. I let two of the staff at the Lady and Sons restaurant talk me into doing a cooking class there in the restaurant. Well, they really had to twist my arm, but once I got started, I had the most wonderful time. I'm gonna run in and dice up these onions, and while I'm doing that, I'd love for y'all to take a look at a little of the footage from the cooking school today. We had a blast. So I'll see y'all in the kitchen. I feel like I'm doing the Jerry Springer show. Hey, y'all. Hey. How are ya? Great. I'm so glad that y'all are here. We're gonna have fun tonight. Does anybody want to volunteer to help me? Come on up here, honey. All right, get over here and help me, because let me tell you something. I can't see Jack Dookie.
My husband is down there looking for my glasses.
Use mine. For the first lesson of the night, Kathy and I showed the class how to serve up a sweet and creamy brie en croûte, a wheel of brie topped with sweet candied pecans and then baked off in a puff pastry. All right, here's our brie. Kathy, thank you so much.
It's a pleasure.
The pleasure was mine. Next came the salad, where, as always, the secret to any good dressing was shaken, not stirred. Look at that, Diane. Thank you so much for your eyes. And welcome to Savannah.
Why, thanks.
And closing out our side dish triple play was the perfect ham and biscuit recipe. And then we're gonna add 1.5 cups of whipping cream. And we're not gonna add any butter or anything. Yeah, right. We all know the secret to this fat cat's biscuits. Does anybody want any butter on their biscuit? I can handle that. Don't leave, because the party's just starting. And no party could be complete without dessert. My simple yet elegant chocolate ice cream box recipe proved to be the perfect classroom closer. I'm so glad I was able to do this. Who knew being a teacher could be so much fun? I hope to see y'all again the next time class is in session. All right, let's just get our fish out of the refrigerator. It's been washed and it's nice and chilled. And this first dish is called Grouper Fromage. Now, I'm just gonna rub a little house seasoning in it. Now, house seasoning, you know, is salt, black pepper, and garlic powder. Now, I'm using a nice fresh grouper today, but you can really use any kind of fish. So we're just gonna put this in our pan and let it sit there in the seasoning for a minute. And then I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna give my hands a quick wash to get that fishy off. Just get rid of that fishy smell, and you can rub your fingers with lemon juice, will help that too. All right, so I'm gonna just put a pat of butter on each of our fillets, and now I'm gonna squeeze just a little bit of lemon juice over it. All right, we're gonna run this in the oven, preheated at 350 degrees, and we're gonna bake it until it's just about half done. And while he's baking, we're gonna mix up our sauce that goes on it. Now, I'm gonna put a little butter in this pan, and I'm gonna saute about half of a diced onion, a large diced onion. And we're just gonna saute that just for a couple of minutes. Love the smell of onion. All right, so while that's sauteing, I'm gonna come over here and got one of my favorite condiments, mayonnaise. And you want to use a good quality mayonnaise. Got about a cup of mayonnaise and about 2 cups of shredded Monterey Jack cheese. Just to kick it up a little, I'm going to put a pinch of red cayenne pepper and a couple of dashes of Texas Pete. And I'm just going to mix that up. I can't tell y'all how good this is. The oils from the mayonnaise just release into that fish. Oh, these onions smell good. All right. That takes care of that. And when our fish is about half cooked, I'm going to pull it out and I'm going to put this on top of it and run it back into the oven. And it's just going to kind of melt and go in all into our fish. And it's going to be delicious. All right. I want to move on over now to a bread that is so, so good. Now, you've heard me talk about lace hoe cakes. My mama cooked them when I was growing up for lunch and dinner every day of her life. Well, today I'm going to do something a little different. A couple of girlfriends from my hometown of Albany, Georgia, make okra fry bread. Now, when they were telling me about this, I said, y'all are talking about hoe cake cornbread with okra in it. And they said, exactly. So that's what we're fixing to make. We're going to start with a cup of self-rising flour, and we're going to use 1 cup of plain cornmeal. And I'm going to add a little salt and a small diced onion. And here's the ingredient that makes this cornbread so unbelievably good. And that's sliced okra. And you want to slice it while it's frozen. Now we're going to want this batter very, very thin. So I'm going to put 2½ cups of water. And we're just going to mix this up. And it's really best if you let it sit for a few minutes because it'll thicken up a little. Isn't that pretty? All right, I'm going to give this a quick stir, and I'm going to let it sit here on the counter and rest a few minutes. And in the meantime, we're going to check on our fish because it's probably about half done. Oh, look at that fish, would you? Oh, gosh. All right, I'm going to finish topping this, and I'm going to throw it back in the oven, let it finish cooking. When we come back, you're going to find me frying up this okra fry bread for you. Oh, and I forgot, while we're on break, I'm going to share with you some more home movies from the cooking school. So I'll see y'all in a few minutes.
What happens all
I think I smell Grouper Fromage. Oh, and I do. Oh, look at it, y'all. Look how good that looks. I'm going to sit there and let it cool for a minute because I want to start our okra fry bread. Now, I'm going to fry these in clarified butter because I don't want to run the risk of that butter burning. So, let's see what we've got here. This is the prettiest batter. It almost looks like it has eggs in it, the way it's pulling, but it's not. It's from the okra. At this point, you could add a little bit more water and thin it out, but I think this is going to be pretty good. All right, and I'm just going to move it around just a little bit, just like that, and it's looking wonderful. I love fried okra, and this is like a bonus. Fried okra and hoe cake. All right, I'm going to start flipping them. And you see the way I'm picking up my frying pan, I'm letting my grease drain to that side. So when I flip my hoe cake, I don't have to worry about them splattering up and burning me. I think I'm going to come down here and plate up our fish. Our fish just looks divine and smells even better. What a great meal to impress your guest with. Oh my goodness. I think I'll just put a lemon, I just stick a little parsley for color in there. And I think maybe a few tomatoes and some okra fry bread, and we're gonna be ready. And while those are cooking, I'm gonna come over here and see if I can't pick me out a bite. Succulent looking. It's one of my favorite ways to eat grouper. It's out of this world. All right, let's check on our okra fry bread. When I have my cooking schools, I try to introduce all of my family. And the last school I did, my Aunt Peggy was there, and I was able to cook and introduce her to everybody. And we just had a wonderful, wonderful time. So I want to thank y'all for those of you that might be watching that came to the cooking school. And I hope that those of y'all that didn't enjoyed seeing the clips. All right, what a meal. Hey, Gertie. It's unbelievable, Gertie. We've got something almost as good as that okra fry bread. We've got a Tennessee Black Walnut Cake with a caramel icing. We're gonna start with a 1/2 cup of shortening, 1½ cups of granulated sugar, and we're just gonna beat that up until it's creamy. We're gonna turn that up a little bit so we can get it to going. All right, now we're gonna add 1 egg at the time. I have 1 in there, and here goes the second one. We're gonna cream those up, and I'm gonna add 1/4 cup of buttermilk and a teaspoon of vanilla flavoring. All right, and to this, I'm gonna add 2 ripe bananas. Now, I like to kind of mash my bananas up in their skin. And if you find that you've got bananas that's getting dark on you, all you have to do is throw them into your freezer. And on the days that you want to make banana nut bread or a Tennessee Black Walnut Cake, you can pull them out because the darkness won't hurt it at all. And we're just gonna let our beaters mash those bananas up. All right, I've got 2 cups of all-purpose flour. I've added a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. Now I'm just gonna stir that in together, and we're just gonna put our flour into our mixture. We're just gonna beat that up. Now, before we get started on the nuts, I think our cake is beat enough, so let me come over here and turn this off. Okay. Black walnuts have a very distinct, strong, sharp taste that your English walnut doesn't. Don't even bother making this cake if you don't have any on hand, because it will make all the difference in the world in the flavor of your cake. So we're gonna take our batter, and we're gonna, it's such a different odor. I wish I could describe it to you. But the flavor of this cake is gonna be very memorable and distinctive once you taste it. All right, so we just folded those in. And we're gonna spray our pans really, really good because we don't want our cake to stick. Now, if you're frightened of that, you can always dust your pans with a little flour. All right, now we're gonna divide up our batter and put it into our cake pans and put these in the oven. And while I'm doing that, I think we've got some more footage from cooking school. So I hope y'all enjoy them. And when you come back, we're gonna be making caramel icing, and we're gonna frost these sweet cakes up, and we're gonna taste a Tennessee Black Walnut Cake. We're gonna play musical chairs. All right, I have to tell y'all, as a young bride, one of my favorite cakes in the whole world was a caramel cake. Well, years and years ago, I discovered this recipe, and caramel frosting now is just a snap. Now, all we're gonna do is we're gonna melt a stick of butter and light brown sugar. So we're gonna add a cup of sugar, and to that now I'm gonna add 1/3 cup of heavy cream, and we're just gonna let this come to a boil, because we want to dissolve our sugar. We want this to be nice and smooth. And I'm going to just be on the safe side and I'm gonna bring out a little extra heavy cream, and I'm gonna have it to the side. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take 1 box of confectioner's sugar. All right, we've removed it from the heat, and now all we're gonna do is take our mixer and just beat it until it's smooth. Can you believe what an easy recipe this is? If you try it, you're gonna love it. Now I'm gonna add a tablespoon of vanilla. Give it 1 more quick beat. All right, it looks out of this world delicious. I'm just gonna lay a few strips of wax paper around my cake plate. I'm gonna stick a little icing right there so my cake will stick to the plate. And then when I get through icing this, I'll just pull these out and my plate will be clean. All right, so we're gonna stick that in the very center. And you'll find that this frosting, as it cools off, it'll get real thick on you quick. So if you need to, all you have to do is stir in a little extra cream. And I like a thick layer of my caramel icing in between my cake layers. All right, I'm gonna stick our other cake layer up there. Now I'm gonna take some skewers, gonna break it off. Now these work better than a toothpick because you're so much more sturdy. Okay, we are ready to finish frosting our cake. Those skewers are gonna keep our cake from sliding on us. Ooh, I can't hardly wait to cut into this cake. Now when I get all the frosting on this, you can see how this gets tight quickly. So I'm just gonna stick my knife down in my cream and smooth it out just like that. Now we wanna very quickly get our nuts on here while our frosting is still damp. So we're just gonna take our nuts and we're just gonna go around and press them into the side of our cake, just like this. All right, now all I have to do is gently pull out the wax paper, dump back the rest of the walnuts into the bowl because I can use them another time. Now look how easy and simple and pretty that cake is. I think all it needs is just a few strawberries, say right in the center. Michael's gonna be a happy boy. And when we come back, I'm gonna share some of my favorite gadget tips with you so y'all don't go anywhere because we still got cake to eat.
Paula, how did you get started in this business?
I would lay in bed at night and dream up ways that I could take care of my children. So I decided that I would start a business and I would name it the Bag Lady. I would make bag sandwiches and my kids would go out and sell it. And I started with $200. And that was 15 years ago. If you're like me and you like to cook, there's a very good chance that you like kitchen gadgets. And I have to tell you, I'm a sucker for them. I like anything that's gonna make my cooking a little bit more fun and a little easier. I wanna talk about my little chopper. These little things are great. They work wonderful on nuts or onions. And the thing is, you never have to move it. It actually rotates itself. And just a few hits, and you've got nice chopped up nut meat or onions. The one thing I'd probably grab if my house caught on fire is my microplane. I love this. It's wonderful for nutmegs and for cheeses. And just look at the pretty slices of tiny, tiny cheese that you get. Isn't that beautiful? So whether you're an old veteran cook like me or a brand new cook, hopefully these tools will give y'all some ideas and whatever it takes to get you in the kitchen to cook yourself a good old homemade meal. It's all good. Just look at all of our wonderful food that we made today in cooking school. Before I go, I've just got to taste our Tennessee Black Walnut Cake. Look how delicious this looks. Can hardly wait to taste it. Well, I hope that y'all enjoyed everything today. Hope you liked the menu, and I hope you enjoyed the home movies from our cooking school. So until next time, y'all, I want to send you love and best dishes from my classroom to yours. See you in Savannah.